today. So just, get your chair ready. If you can have it probably sideways to the camera is the best view that I'm going to have of your back body. And we'll give it another here, a couple minutes at most. And then you need a blanket. So the first pose is going to be a chair version of downward facing hero pose or downward facing forward bend. So I'll just start, but it's not the official start, but you can go ahead and be in this pose. But this is subjective. This roll is subjective, but it needs to go in, and you, for lack of a better way to explain it, you kind of punch the middle down, right? So it's not, your abdomen can release downward, all right? So neither does the abdomen, pull back to make the lower back flat, or it doesn't go forward either. So you're just kind of punching it down there in the middle. Now, another thing that is subjective is where your heels are. So I noticed when I was doing it earlier today that if I have my heels outside, I can release better in the groins. But if that's not a problem for you, you can have the heels on the inside. In either case, it's slightly toed in and heels out. So I'm toeing in and heels out. And then you just go forward all the way that you can go at first. Your breath should not be labored. If it is, you need to punch that blanket down more. That means the abdomen is getting compressed. So you reach the arms all the way out at first, and then you reach the back bar of the chair. This is in the interest of time. This is how we're starting, hi Ryan? Because I always run out of time, right? So I'm just saying, we're going to go up on the chairs right away. Okay, and now notice, I'm not too picky, but can you make your ankle lined up to your knee? So yeah, you either have to move your butt back, Chaya, your buttocks back, yeah, and now your ankle and shin are in one line. All right, let me do the official start to the class. And let me get everybody. I'm muting everybody. Does anybody have anything else to tell me? Any problems? You fell off a curb? You hurt yourself? Nope. Good. And then, okay, here we go. All right, so keep your abdomen very quiet, very soft. You decide how far back you need to be so that your ankle is in line to your knee. You've got that support. Punch it down in the middle. Go forward at first, even look forward. Take your breastbone, your sternal notch forward. Take your dorsal spine in and forward. Then you can relax your head down. Soften the groins, absolutely. Passive groins, passive abdomen. And if that's all going well, then you can reach through to the back chair of the bar and curl a little bit more. Feel the abdomen naturally moving towards the anterior spine, towards the front of the spine. Let the head go. You don't have to release it. You don't have to pull it. You just let it go naturally. Groins absolutely soft. The frontal thighs, I didn't say this, but it kind of happens naturally, especially if you use the sticky mat on the chair seat. The frontal thighs roll in, the backs of the thighs spin out. And the backs of the thighs are nice and broad. Okay, our yoga practice absolutely demands that we stay in the present moment. So be there. What do you feel? There's a difference between sensation and experience. You might feel some sensations here or there, but what is your experience of staying in the pose? Giving it your all in the pose with the help of this nice chairs and blanket setup. Okay, now slowly we release from the chair bar. Come up, use your hands on above your knees and sit up. Now you need a bolster and possibly a block to sit on and a blanket for your head. So we're going to do Supta Virasana. So this is why, Lena, I asked you if you had a yoga chair, because there's another option that's really cool to do this. And I can show, but first let me show this way. So you decide how much head support you need. This is Supta Virasana, or reclining hero pose, done with, I don't want it flat, you know, even if you could go flat, I'd like for you to be up on a little bit of support. So see my block, this is where my buttocks are going, this is where my low back is going. I straddle, I shave that calf muscle both back and out to the side, and I have a sit on that block. Okay, now I don't just flop back, but the idea in the forward bends, at least tonight, my emphasis is going to be to have a very quiet and soft abdomen. So the abdomen should not get pulled down with the legs. So you don't, if I just lay back, it doesn't get extended. So I want to extend the abdomen gently. So I lean and I reach from the thigh crease. I reach, tuck the buttocks forward, and there I am. Now I'm going to use my arms as a way to further extend the trunk away from the legs. So I take my arms overhead. It's nice if you have the wall, because you can push your knees and shins down, thighs towards the knees as the lower trunk comes head side. Once you've got maximum extension, then you can bind your elbows and hold. And you would switch the cross halfway between. So, Lena, if you're going to come back to the studio and you want to look at the chairs that Jonathan sells there, this is what's cool about having a yoga chair. So you would flip the chair like that. You would put your same support, your bolster, your support. This could be higher as needed. And there I am. I probably would keep that head blanket though. Make sense, Lena? Still, you know, I'm reaching the trunk away from the legs. Maximum extension of the trunk away from the legs. So those are just some options. That would be for you too, Ryan. Do you have anything you can go back on? Go back on your sofa. You have a sofa there?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Have you done that?
I can just lean back on it, kind of like Lena is with the chair.
Yep. Yep. Lean back. That's nice, Lena. You look like you're getting some extension. And no bolster. Just some stack of blankets is fine too, Lena's husband. Stack of blankets. Yeah. Okay, after you've stretched your arms straight and you've got those thighs pushing forward towards your knees, and you've got maximum extension of the trunk away from the legs, then you can hold your elbows. And are you, Vera, could you just lower your camera a teeny bit and then maybe I can help you? How's it going? Just lower it. Yeah, that'll work. Knees together, knees together. Yeah. And then pick the buttock up, scoot the sacrum, buttocks forward, and now reach your trunk over your support. Yeah, what happened to the knees? Don't let them go so far apart. Abdomen quiet and soft. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. I can't see you, Ryan. Your window is making everything else look black. So you either have to turn your shades a little bit, but yeah, that looks, the chair might really be a good help for you. So, you know, I mentioned this story to my class Monday, which was just yesterday. Maybe you Indian folks know it as Chicken Little, the story of Chicken Little, who cried and said the sky is falling. So what is the worst thing that might happen to you if you stay in the pose? It's mainly it's Lena's husband that I'm asking this of. What's the worst thing? Okay. So maybe a little bit more support underneath the buttocks, or you take, you know, I don't know what you have, right? But you could go support under the knees. How about that? So you just elevate your knees. So if you're doing this even just one more minute, can you stay and experience the pose, experience the length in the trunk, moving away from the thighs. The back of the thigh buttock flesh, where the thigh actually meets the buttock, that should be active. It should be lifted up. And that will shoot those knees and thighs more forward. Okay. All right. Now, when you come up, just sit in Virasana, because you're going to take your best version of Adho Mukha Svanasana this early. So let's say I came up from my Virasana, and then I bring the big toes together and I sit back on my heels. Okay, now come on to all fours with your hands well ahead of your armpits. So here's the heel of my hand, here's my armpit. So I pick up the palm, the roots of my fingers, and my fingers are down. This is the root of my finger where my metacarpals meet the palm. Okay, so that is down, and I spin those upper arms and now place the palm flat. Then my knees a little bit behind my hips. I tuck my toes. Inhale on an exhalation, push up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from the wrist, arms, shoulders, shoulder blades, rib cage, waist, lower back, everything is going up towards the hips and buttocks. Push the floor well. Push the tops of the thighs back. Move your chest closer to your legs, not your abdomen. Chest closer to your legs, not your abdomen. If you're tight in the hamstrings, the legs should be at least hip distance apart. Give yourself that help. And straighten your knees. Straighten your knees. Lift up those hips. Doesn't matter about the heels. Took me probably 10 years to get my heels on the floor. Shoulder blades deeper into the back. Chest closer to the legs. All right. And now just kneel down. And grab you need a wall and a strap. We're going to do some Padangustasana. My thoughts on the forward extensions, which this is a forward extension week, strap, is that if the legs are tight, things normally don't go so well. Okay, so make a big loop in your strap. And sit down close to your wall. So the wall's in front of you. Let's see. I'll turn my camera just a little bit down low to the floor. And maybe even give you this contrast of the mats because I've got a dark colors on, so that'll be a better contrast. Okay. So I'm sitting pretty close to the wall and my feet are at the wall. My knees are quite bent. I'm just going to put the strap across my trunk so I know where it is. So I hold the edges of the sticky mat and I don't just lay down, but I want to extend and reach the trunk back. Can you see the difference? So if I just lay down, I don't get the extension. I'm here and I reach, go to my elbows, tuck the buttocks a little bit closer, and then come down. My knees are still bent. I hold on firmly to the sticky mat, rock to the right shoulder and tuck and roll, rock to the left shoulder, tuck and roll. Inhale, and then on an exhalation, straighten the legs. Two things you're trying to do with both feet that are touching the wall. You're trying to push the wall down, which your both feet are on, and you're trying to press the thighs to the floor. So you can stay holding on to that sticky mat, tuck and roll, and once again, move your trunk away from your legs. Trunk going this way, legs going that way. Okay. Bend up your right knee. Hold it with both hands. Hold the right, near the right outer knee and shin with the right hand. The left comes inside and holds the ankle. Bring the leg in as close to you as possible without allowing the left thigh to leave the floor. That's important. This thigh has to work. Push the wall. Okay, now you have your strap. Lasso that foot and take the leg up. Just to 90 is fine. You can hold the strap if you've got it looped. You can hold it through the strap. It's kind of nice. Pull the upper arms down. Press the thigh. I'm going to come have a look. Press the left thigh down and push the front of the right thigh away from you. Yeah, hold the strap separately with two hands so you can get both shoulders back to the floor, both outer shoulder bones back to the floor. That's why it's nice, really nice to have a looped strap. Watch how your place, if you have I'm not showing anything, so hopefully my words are just enough, Vera, but if you have the elbows wide, like that, sometimes the chest goes in. So if you pull the elbows down to the floor, then the chest opens more. Yeah, that's better, Fran. Yeah, keep pushing the wall, both, like you want to knock that wall down that your left foot is on, and then push the left thigh down to the floor. Okay, now take the strap in just the right hand, hold with the right hand, take the left arm out at shoulder level, palm down. Supta Padangusthasana 2, give a good tug, kind of pull the right femur into the socket a little bit strongly. Okay, and now reach your right leg out to the side. Don't move it away from you, don't move it towards you. Wherever it is, it's there. Reach the right leg to the right. Right leg to the right. Okay, now put your mind on the left side of your waist and keep from the left side of your navel, keep moving to the left. Go, keep going, Vera. Let's see, keep going. Yeah. Guide it and keep your mind on keeping the left side of your waist away from the right and the left side down. If you choose to use the right elbow as a little crutch, that's okay, but your outer thigh should feel like it's doing some work. It's pulling back towards the hip socket. It's gripping in with the hip socket. Okay, now bring the right leg back up. Switch hands. So you're either holding the outside of the right foot with your left hand or you're holding the strap somewhere. And now reach your right arm out to the side. And now you're really pressing, you're not letting the left leg change one iota. It's not changing, it's staying pressing into the wall. And you're taking the right leg over, not to let the right side of the waist come up. Try reaching up there, Vera, more. Reach towards your foot more. Reach up, yes. And now guide it over. Okay, now move the right top of the thigh and hip away from your waist. Don't change your other leg. It faces the ceiling still. Okay, and now you can scoot your right shoulder blade from left to right to keep that on the floor and right side of the waist on the floor. Straighten the leg, Lena. Is it Sanjeev? Yeah. Straighten it. Press the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. The front of the knee, the patella to the back of the knee. You're supposed to just be holding with one hand, Lena, Shubha. Yeah, and that arm is out, and the arm that is out, which is your right, is pressing down. Okay, and now bring that leg back up and release the strap and be in Supta Tadasana. Just put the strap across your abdomen, tuck and roll the shoulders again, scoot in again, press the thighs down, press your feet into the wall. Now, if you have to make adjustments for room on the left side of you, because now you're going to the left side. Okay, bend up the left knee and hold the left knee inside with the right hand on the outside with the left hand. And pull that knee in very close, as close to your chest as it will allow. Now don't let the shin cross over though, Shubha. Watch that, keep it, yeah. And if it might be different for you, if you're more, one hand is dominant, you could switch your hands, you can hold, if that works better, yeah. It's kind of individual. Try and watch the left foot, that it doesn't cross to the midline. Your left foot should be right in line to your left shin. Don't let it cross over. Okay, now take the leg up straight, lasso the left foot, and Supta Padangusthasana 1. I didn't say this on the first side, but if your hamstrings are really tight, you're better off putting the belt near the heel. If you're flexible already, you can put the strap anywhere, but more on the ball of the foot. So, a couple things that you're doing, besides you haven't forgotten about the work that the right leg is doing, but you're pressing the right foot into the wall. like you're trying to push that wall down, and the right thigh down into the floor. That's your support. And you're pressing the left thigh away from you, or front thigh to back thigh, front knee to back knee. And you're lengthening your trunk from the lowest part of your abdomen, sort of where that bolster was when you were on the chair, or that blanket was when you were on the chair, lengthening the whole trunk away from that uplifted leg. You can puff your chest, but don't puff your ribs. Keep your ribs down. Straighten your leg, Shubha. Straighten your leg, yeah. Now what happened to your right leg? Yeah. So again, our yoga practice absolutely demands that we observe ourselves. It has been, most important because of Zoom. We can't be there, we can't see everything. So you have to be, your own teacher. You are the observer, you are watching yourself. Practice brings our mind to the present, into the present. Become intimate with yourself in all these deep details. This is what we are called to do in our yoga practice. I can give you lots of points. I can give you so many points. I bet this pose is taught, I don't know, 50 or even 100 different ways. But the point is for you to study yourself in this pose. Our practice, you might think of it as a cultivation of our weaknesses, right? What we have to work on in our physical bodies. Okay, now you're putting the strap just in the left hand, and you're crossing the right arm at shoulder height and really pressing that outer shoulder bone down, and take your time. Neither should the left foot move more towards your head side or away from your head side. Stays right in line to the hip. Take it out to the left. Keep pulling the femur firm. There's a grip in that outer hip socket. And then from the groin on the left leg is reaching to the big toe. And now your right side of the navel and your waist is going to the right. From your navel, think of that very, very right side of your navel. It's not really turning, but the energy of it is moving. That's, I'll say it's the flesh, right? The flesh, the meat of you is moving from left to right. Can you go out any more, Vera? With a straight leg? Let that stretch be felt, but let the firmness be felt in the outer thigh. All right, now bring that leg up, switch hands. If you can grab your foot, go for your foot. If you can't, you've just got your strap. Straighten the leg, push the left thigh back, away from you. Create space, especially in the lower abdomen. And head is down. Reach your left arm out, and now take the leg over to the right. Left leg going to the right. Reach it. Don't be in such a hurry, child. What can you observe as you go over? Because now you have to keep that left side of your navel pulled back towards the left. The leg doesn't turn in any way. It faces forward. And it goes over as much as it can. Mind on the foot that's at the wall. Keep pressing, keep extending, keep pressing it down, down, down. Shubha, did you go over? Did you go over? Left leg going to the right. Left leg going to the right. Okay. And now the last thing is for you to push the top of the left hip, near that crease, away from your waist. Push it back towards the foot that's at the wall. And this is hip medicine. Good. All right, and now bring that leg back up. Release your strap, Supta Tadasana, both feet into the wall. Bend your knees a little bit and scoot the buttocks towards the heels. And now Supta Urdhva Hastasana, bring the arms up overhead and take the arms all the way over to the floor behind you. Now turn the palms. So the palms right now should be facing one another. Palms face one another. And now turn the palms towards the floor with the thumbs turning to the outside. And reach, reach, reach. Arms straight, elbows straight. You okay, Vera? Okay. You're doing well. You're doing quite well. Okay. And now release and roll to the side and come up. So I don't think there's anybody there with a rope wall like I have. So I'm going to show you the variation that you can use. So you still have your chair. I'm going to put the sticky mat at the back of the chair. So that was Supta lying down, Pada, leg, part, foot, big toe pose. Lying down, big toe, fully extended leg. This one is Uttita. So it's the same pose, but you happen to be standing up. So I'm going to have you grab your strap again. And let me see if I can turn this up just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of me. Okay. So I stand in Tadasana. I've got my strap ready across my right shoulder. Let's do Tadasana. So I join the inner edges of the feet and I stack my bones, not just my legs, but I stack everything, right? Shoulders, hips, knees, ankle bones, and I lift up. Roll the shoulders back. Strong legs, strong arms. The thighs have to press back, the tailbone has to go in, the trunk has to lift up. Imagine, I've done this to some of you when we were in the studio. I've come up here and literally lifted your rib cage. And boy, it just makes my pelvis feel so light. It feels really nice. You can do it to yourself. But now when you come up, when you release your hands, can you keep doing that? Lift up, bottom of the pubic plate, towards the navel, abdomen back, tailbone forward. All right, so now the right leg is going to go up to the wall. So this might be all you can do. If you can do more, I'll show. So the first phase is just to get the leg straight at a right angle to the wall with your heel on some support. So there's a nice fold crease here. I need to bring it's your right, my right buttock bone forward. My right buttock bone forward. Kind of tuck it under and bring it forward. Then I'm going to put the strap on the ball of the foot. And I've got that loop strap. Now I press into the strap. I pull with my arms and I press the ball of the foot into the strap and lift myself up. So I'm growing taller and taller in the pose. This pose is meant to be done without the wall and without the strap. So you're holding on to your big toe and you're balancing. It's a balancing pose. So what can you find similar to what you did previously? And you know what? I wouldn't think it would be too terrible, Vera, if you just put your little foot up on that ledge, on your banister. Yeah, try that. Shubha, your left leg has to come way forward. Step it up a couple inches and press the left thigh back. Roll the groins in and take the very, very back of the groin from inside out. So Ryan, you have to really embed the top of the thigh and the top of the knee to the back of the knee and the back of the thigh. All right, now lift yourself up, Vera, and that's a nice pose. Lift yourself up, roll your shoulders back, demand the work from the standing leg. But if you do the pose on your own and you only do the work is done with the standing leg, then it will fail miserably. So don't list, Chaya. You're listing, you gotta pick up that right side, right hip. It does pull a little bit forward. The right buttock has to pull a little bit forward, but now you have to lift up the side of the trunk. Are you getting any pain? Okay, just keep lifting up the trunk. That looks a little better, Ryan. Push like a mad dog into the wall. And Vera, you don't have the wall so much, but you can push the foot into the strap and pull your arms back to be taller in the pose, to lift your trunk up. Okay, release. Stand in Tadasana. Have your good actions that you know to be true about mountain pose. Press the feet, roll the thighs, frontal thighs in, take the backs of the thighs out, groin spinning out, wrap these outer hips in towards the front of the socket. That's what I'm calling this area right here. Stretch your arms, stretch your fingers, stretch your wrists, lift your trunk up. Okay, now your left leg. The right leg has to still work. Put the strap on the ball of the foot. Press into the wall with that ball. Pull with your arms. So knees very tight. Knees very firm. Front of the thighs to the back of the thighs. Pull up, lift up. If it helps you to look up, it's fine. But you have to, no, it's not just about the head going back. The whole chest has to lift. Straighten the leg that's at the wall. Now here you look very even, Chaya. Maybe I just kept you too long. Sanjeev, your left hip has to go down. Usually it's the fault of the standing leg. The standing thigh has come forward. Keep taking the standing thigh back, and that left hip will come down. That looks very nice, Vera. Shubha, that's better. Ryan, that leg doesn't look as stiff. Watch this is for Ryan, watch the outer calf of your standing leg. Pull it in. Pull it in. You're too young to start going bow-legged. I have to see you in person to diagnose that for sure. But yeah, pull that outer shin bone in. Shoulders down. Lift your trunk up. Okay. And now release. And now you get to try it without the wall, without the chair. Okay. Lena, you can just use the support again. You can try it. Anybody else who says there is no way, everybody could do the prep. And the prep could be done with a strap. So let me show. Here's with the let's see. I'll go front on, I think. So here's with the support. So I'm just going to put my left hand at the wall, standing up nice and straight in Tadasana, and I bend up the right leg, and I'm going to put the strap around the ball of the foot and keep holding on the inside of the strap. Can you see my grip? So I've turned the upper arm from inside out, right? So I'm turning outside in, and I'm standing up, and then I straighten the leg. That's with the strap. If you don't need the strap, you hold the big toe, the two fingers between the big toe, stand up nice and tall, Don't let this hip go out to the side, don't let this shin go out to the side. Straighten the leg. Okay, it is not a hamstring stretch. It is a balancing pose. Straighten the standing leg, and demand that that top hip crease, everybody should have their right leg up, but the top hip crease is staying down. The femur is staying firm in the socket. Very nice. Yeah, don't lean back though, Chaya. Demand that standing leg do more work. Lift the leg up, lift it. Don't lean back, go up. Lift the lower abdomen, lift the rib cage. Yeah, you can take the arm up the wall if that helps. Lena, your standing leg is a little bit too far back, so you don't have a lot of action in the lifted in the leg that's up. Okay, now release, change sides. So you just put your right hand at the wall. Stand up nice and straight in Tadasana. Bend up the left knee, reach on the inside, grab the big toe with that ring grip. This is the ring grip. So my two fingers go around the inside of the big toe, and my thumb closes the grip by going on the outside of the big toe. So I wait there, and I straighten the leg. Everything I've been saying is still gotta happen. What you did in Supta Padangusthasana, what you did in Uttita Hasta Padangusthasana, standing leg has to be firm, pulled back, front, lifted leg has to be firm, pulled from front to back. Trunk has to go up. Straighten the knee at all costs, Ryan. Straighten the knee, yeah. Lift yourself up, hold a little, choke a little lower on your belt. Arms should be straight. Arms should be straight. Yeah, the arm that's holding the leg should be straight. Don't lean back, Shubha. Don't lean back. Shoulders down, chest up. What about the crease, Chaya? The crease on that standing leg, lifted leg, it has to go down. Yeah, the leg has got to go up, but the crease has got to go down. All right, fun with Uttita Hasta Padangusthasana. Okay. Now, we'll just do one standing pose, and I'm going to show you without my sticky mat. If you have carpet, you're okay. I'm going to put the chair away from the chair seat away from me, and I just have this sticky mat here just for the nicety that it provides for my wrists. So you'll step your left leg back, line up your heels to your heels, step your right leg forward. Bring your hands on your hips, and the front of the pelvis should be level to the back of the pelvis. So you're standing nice and straight. You can put your thumbs on your sacrum towards the midline, and you can feel whether this is level to this. So front of the lower abdomen, level to the back of the lower abdomen. All right, now you start to come forward, and you keep your hips absolutely level. Keep pressing down on that front foot, and then do this very well. Wrists on the support, and now you start to take that chair forward, slide it forward. Press down into that sole of the foot, extend your toes forward, pull your right kneecap and thigh well up, press your left thigh back. You can look towards your chair, abdomen is quiet and pulled gently, naturally towards the back body. Watch, this is me not doing that. So it's just pulled up towards the anterior spine. How you doing? Parshvottanasana. Yeah, good way to use the banister. Yeah. Even a little bit more space between the legs is good. If you can go a little wider. Yeah. And turn the left hip forward, take your right hip back. Climb your arms up a teeny bit, Vera. Yeah. Okay, don't drop your head. So keep your ears in line to your biceps. This should feel nice. You want full extension of the trunk. We're not even going to complete the pose today. All right, now inhale and slowly come up, bring that chair back towards you. And switch legs. So walk your right heel back, line up your two heels, and take a big step forward. So this is my stiffer side. So I'm gonna use my hand here and help steer, really steer that right hip forward. So I start to come forward. I keep turning the right hip towards the left and keep the left hip back. Then my wrists are on the chair and I extend forward. Keep my ears right in line to my biceps. Bring the dorsal forward. Just don't even think about the abdomen. Just keep the abdomen soft, very gently drawn in towards the anterior spine. Get long. You might say that, with the seated forward bends that are coming next, it's easier to get length when you're standing than it is when you're seated, right? Here you have a little bit of gravitational help. Okay. Keep pressing the right thigh back, the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh, the very, I'll call it the innermost part of your groin, where your groin meets the back of the right thigh, that spins from inside to outside along that buttock crease. And the left thigh absolutely pulls up, the kneecap pulls up. Ryan, I can't see your shin, but make sure that your shin is behaving and not going to the outside. Okay, inhale and come up. Now get your things for some seated forward bends. Have a bolster and or a blanket. Some of you will appreciate the bolster, some of you will just need a blanket. So sit in Upavishta Konasana. That's the wide leg seated pose. Use your hands to fix the skin, even I'll go as far as to say the flesh on the legs. So I pull the hamstring back to the buttock flesh. Then from the bottom of the knee, I reach out to the Achilles. On the second side, I pull the hamstring back to the buttock flesh. Make sure that where the buttocks are, that flesh is spread well out to the sides. Then from the bottom of the knee on the left side, extend. Use your hands in whatever manner is helpful. So if you're stiff in the shoulders, it might do you well to turn the palms all the way to the back, or at least to 90 degrees. Either way, use your hands to lift up. It's almost like I don't want you to come up off your buttocks because I want this well-rounded, but it's almost like you're trying to lift your trunk up off your legs, but keep the groundedness of your legs. Put your bolster across your right shin, turn to your right. Okay, so your mind has to be on the left outer thigh. The left outer thigh pulls back and is firm in the socket. This groin is reaching towards the big toe side. I turn as much as I can. Then I bring, you would bring your right hand next to the right knee, and then reach across, opposite hand holds the opposite foot. The abdomen, the lower abdomen should turn. The navel band and just below the navel should turn from its right side to its left side. And then once you say, okay, that's all I've got, then both hands come to the foot. My elbows rest on the bolster and my head comes down. Like you did in Supta Pada Gustasana, the front of the thigh has to fill out to the back of the thigh and press into the floor. In both cases, actually, both legs. Get some length, be quiet in your face. Sometimes in the forward bends, especially if you have tight hamstrings, we tend to purse our lips. We tend to do weird, funny things with our face and our lips. Can you let that all be very quiet? Right? Yoga teaches us to be, to have equanimity in all circumstances. And not just in our yoga poses, but in life. In any circumstances, we are to remain aloof of the world's problems. I'm not saying, ignore poverty and all that. That's not my point. But we are to remain even, level in all circumstances. Not get our feathers ruffled. All right, now come back to center. Change your bolster to the left shin. Sit up straight. Lift up. This is helpful too. And bring your hands to your rib cage. Lift up those ribs. Lift up the lower abdomen. Turn to your left. Pull the outer right thigh back in. This is firm in the socket. Turn as much as possible, and then now come over. Opposite hand to the inside, same hand on the floor. Turn the lower waistband, kidney band that's on the back side, which we don't have a lot of awareness right now of that. But that kidney band has to turn from the left to the right. And then head down, both hands on either side of the foot. Be there, find out what you can work on in the pose, how you can be steady, how your lips are not going to be tight, your throat is soft. Be present. Practice demands that we be present. Eyes quiet, throat quiet. You can get your, and if you couldn't get your elbows down, it might be nice next time, you put another blanket on top of your bolster, and then your elbows would be on the support. All right, now inhale and come back to center. And just keep the bolster nearby. I'm going to see what you can do. Press your thighs down, pull the outer thighs back in. Now, can you start to come forward? And if you can see, I'm holding on to the front of my first sticky mat. I got a good grip of it. And I'm pulling, can you see that? I'm pulling the very, very back edge of the buttock back. And what that does is my abdomen It just goes back so, so nicely. Okay, and I start to go forward, I'm pulling. Then I say, okay, I don't need to pull anymore, my legs aren't turning, my legs have to remain facing the ceiling. And then I come to my elbows. If that's not happening, you do it with your bolster. And you bring your elbows to your bolster. Not allowing the thighs to roll in either direction. I'd say for most people, they'll roll in. Some people, they roll out, but they need to remain exactly facing the ceiling. So either way, you're here. If you're here and this is going well, you can grab your big toes. And the head can come down. Press the thighs down. Pick those shoulders away up away from your neck. What is your face doing? What is your lips doing? Your throat? Be mindful of that area. No tension in the face. Okay. And come up. You can help the legs together. And then I'm going to turn sideways. You'll do your, we can all do our right leg. So I'm sitting a little bit more, I'm sitting sideways. I'm sitting a little bit more towards the left side of your mat. You'll bring up your right leg for Janu Shirshasana. Bring up your right leg for Janu Shirshasana. Scoop that buttock bone a little bit forward. And now just let the knee go out to the side. So you see what has happened. So I need a little bit of help taking the hand inside between the calf and the thigh, and the other hand, opposite hand, coming underneath the ankle, and I turn that shin to the floor. Okay, now it's real easy for me to turn to the bent knee. The work is to turn to the straight leg. So this hip should remain facing forward, though this knee is out. So turn, turn, turn. Just bring the right hand to the outside above the left knee. As beginners, we absolutely have something to do with this knee. Later on, it's like it's in Shavasana, and it will come, trust me. But right now, we have to press it back. So you might say, let me give myself some more help. And I keep the right hand on the inside of the right knee, and I start to come forward. And if that's going well, now the hand comes either to the shin, to the ankle, or the foot. And I turn the abdomen gently from right to left. Turn the kidney band. And I forgot to tell you to have your support. Okay, and then the head down. Then the other hand reaches to hold either side of the foot. One hand holds the inside, the other side holds the outside. Elbows are supported. Face soft, lips soft, throat soft. Janu Shirshasana with the right leg bent. You can have as much support as you need for the head. You'll find if you use head support, how much quieter the mind can become. So I'm encouraging you, if you don't have support, you don't have enough support, go find yourself some Mexican blankets, or come to the studio next week. We have blankets for sale. A block's not bad. It's not as gentle, but it's better than nothing. It's okay. You could put the
block down and then a blanket. Bolster's even better. Ryan, can you bend your elbows a little bit out to the side and don't let your shoulders crowd your poor neck? I imagine you're on the computer a lot, so we don't want to do that. Head supported. Janushirshasana, allow the brain to be quiet. One or two more breaths there, longer, slower inhalation, longer, slower exhalation. All right, inhale and come up, sit in Dandasana. All right, Dandasana. Bend up the left knee. Lift your trunk up. And then let the knee go out to the side. See where you are. Reach under. Turn to the straight leg. Release that left buttock flesh towards the left. Okay, don't let it crowd the right side. Make sure the right foot is right in line to your hip. Yeah, and now the hand goes to the outside of the, just above the knee. Turn the abdomen from left to right. Now you begin to come forward. You're turning the back kidney band, this area here. Turn from the right to the left. You can grab your outer foot. The hand can still, the right hand can stay on the floor and help you turn a little bit more. Keep the abdomen soft and almost, I hesitate to tell you to pull it back inside a little bit, but you know, it doesn't, let me see if I can show, am I close enough to show? You know, the wrong action would be for me to go like that. So I don't do that. I keep this back a little bit and I just turn and I just go forward. So it's not that the left side of the abdomen doesn't come forward. It does, but not from, you know, pushing. All right, and now head down. Elbows on some support. Don't list, Chaya. You're listing just a little bit to the right. Try to stay even across both. Yeah, that's better. Try to stay even across both buttock bones and head down. Ask yourself about your lips, your throat, the skin around your eyes even. Keep all that quiet as you go over and use that head support well. Be with yourself there. The forward extensions are a time to really go inside yourself, right? That's the purpose of yoga, is to find the inner, truest form of yourself, to study it, to know it well, how you can quiet your mind no matter what circumstances you're in. The forward bends help you go more inside, and they absolutely demand that you stay present. In yoga, there's no past. You don't look at the pose you did yesterday or the day before. There's no future. You just have what you have now. Okay. Now I have inhale and come up slowly. I have 2 more forward bends planned and I'm already running out of time. So I need to, you know, give you something where you can open that area back up and just be quiet. So I'll give you a couple of choices. So
The first one would be an easy version of Setubandha with the bolster. It's really best, I'll do it without the sticky mat. It's really best not to use a sticky mat and just have a blanket for your head. So this would be the setup. So I come in pretty close and I lay down. And my shoulders are gonna be on the floor. You see that? My knees are still bent. So you see now, then I straighten, see how nice and open my chest is now. And then I can just slide. My arms could be like goal posts. And I'm getting this open. If that's not gonna work for you, you could just lie in Supta Baddha Konasana. So that would be the choice. You don't need the belt and all, but here, and then just bring the soles of your feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. Supine bound angle pose. So your choice, either bolster Setubandha or supine Baddha Konasana. Yeah, and Sanjeev, that's great. You know how you put a little bit of support under your chest. That's fine. That gets the chest nice and open. Just be there another minute or two. Feel that space come back to the hip crease. The chest nice and broad. Face quiet, eyes quiet, throat soft. Okay, now you can just be in Shavasana, just straighten your legs, lie flat. You can have, always you can have head support. Just take a few moments to make yourself comfortable and relaxed. Let go everywhere. The arms and legs had a lot to do in today's class, so now they don't have to do anything. Turn your upper arms out so much that your thumb and index finger touch the floor a little bit more than the other fingers. And then when you let go, your fingers should rest more evenly. Feel that you're more even on across all your knuckles. Just let your legs do what they're going to do. And you should know what they have a tendency to do. If one turns out more than the other, you should just know that. It's always good to have a quick peek down the body right before you relax completely. If you are unsure of your tendencies. Let go, let loose everywhere. I already said it, but I'll say it again. The legs and arms did a lot. It's the first thing we teach to beginners, what the arms and legs can do for the spine. Now they have nothing to do, just be there in your Shavasana.
surrender. And though it is the biggest challenge, can you stay, instead of, checking out and going off, getting a little sleepy, can you just keep yourselves present by listening to your own breath? Okay, get ready to come out by taking a couple deeper, longer inhalations and exhalations. Just lengthen them just a bit. Bring a little bit more oxygen to all the extremities. And then gently fold the limbs in one at a time, bringing your hands in towards your abdomen. Bring your knees up with your feet flat. Just rest there for 1 or 2 breaths. And then roll gently to your right side with your head underneath the crook of your right arm. And then draw your knees up a little closer to your chest, sort of an embryo position. Embryo, said that wrong. And then use your left hand to push the floor, then the right hand, sit up straight and tall in whatever comfortable seated pose is right for you at this moment. Sit up straight, bring your hands to your chest, absolutely let those elbows go. Absolutely let the tops of the shoulders release down. Close your eyes. In gratitude for the practice, all the teachers who've come before us, and thanking yourself for your hard work tonight. Bow your heads down. Release your hands and slowly lift the head up and open your eyes. Okay, sorry.